So YouTube, so today's topic, I'm gonna talk about how much I fucking hate this world, and how much I can't stand this human experience, and how much I don't like people, and how I view women's just horrible decision making throughout human history. And I'm gonna talk about yeah. So I'm gonna talk about time speeding up. I'm gonna talk about money restrictions, and I'm gonna talk about how much I hate this society and how much I can't stand this world and things that needs to be changed and reasons why everyone is so miserable, they're so depressed, and people use social media to escape their reality because people are fucking depressed as fuck. So let's get to it. So the reason why I hate this world is because one, money restrictions. So you can't really do shit without money. I never understood when people say they're independent or like, especially women, when they say, "Oh, I don't need a man. I'm independent," which is bullshit because no one is truly independent. The definition of independence means you're doing shit on your own. You're never on your own in this society, in this world. You rely on the government. You rely on people who gives you money. You work at a job. Who gives you money? Who gives you that fucking bullshit paycheck? Your fucking boss, right? So you're never really independent. I get what these people are saying, but from a intellectual standpoint, they're wrong. But I get what they're saying though. I'm not trying to be like one of those guys. Like I'm not trying to be like a Karen or anything like that. But you see what I'm getting at. I'm just talking about the fucking programming, right? People were not really dependent, bro. We're dependent on the fucking system. You're not really dependent. You're not really doing shit on your own. You're not. The only thing people should, if you're gonna say you're independent or doing shit on your own, is when you're either creating your own system or you creating your own banks or you creating your own world and you're inviting people to join your world or like you invested all of your money to create another system away from this system. That's when you're truly independent from this system. So no one's doing that. So no one's truly independent. When you work at it, everyone relies on their boss for their paycheck, and the boss relies on the fucking government to start up their business. You know what I'm saying? Everything revolves around the government. When I say the government, I'm talking about the people, the higher ups, the elites who control the system that's responsible for currency, for a bullshit man-made, corrupt, restricted paper that's called money that controls a lot of people's lives. We're not really free. If people were to really experience true freedom and true enlightenment, they're gonna realize that this realm, this world, this society they're living in is not all that great. It's very evil, it's very dark, and it's very low. But people deep down they know this shit, but they're in denial because they're not in denial. It's just that they haven't experienced other things yet. Like they haven't experienced enlightenment, haven't experienced worldly other spiritual things. So they can't grasp how how fucked up this society is. People are aware though. See, the main reasons for addictions is because the society is fucking trash. This world is fucking trash. Everything is controlled by money. Everything is restricted, and everyone is forced to be a slave in these 9 to 5 jobs in these businesses. And if you like what you do, there's nothing wrong with that. But regardless, if you love what you do, you're still a slave. You think NBA players enjoy playing basketball every fucking day? No, they don't. Some of them have families. Some of them they got loved ones that they want to see and spend time with. But they can't do that because they have to continuously play their basketball games or to even perform or to be there because they need to make money and they're they gotta survive, right? So there are times where NBA players they don't feel like doing it every day. You think they feel like doing this shit every day? They love what they do and they're great, and they wouldn't trade their job for anything in the world. But you think they enjoy doing this every day? No, they don't. There are times where like they gotta deal with some bullshit, like they don't want to fucking deal with this shit, but they have to. So even if we love what you do, you still have to rely. You're still a slave, pretty much. Even if you have your own YouTube channel, even if you have your own business, what if the customers stop buying your products, or what if people stop subscribing to your channels? You're gonna lose viewership. You're gonna lose your subscribers. So with that, then that means you're not gonna make money, and you're broke, and you're pretty much fucked, pretty much. So I'm not saying be fearful, but I'm just observing shit from a larger fucking scale, and this shit bothers me. You know what I'm saying? No, it's just a shame how like we're not really living life. We're not really life shouldn't be about being controlled by money, working your whole life just so you can make ends meet, just so you can survive. This is why that's the main reasons why a lot of people have mental health issues A lot of people have addictions like drinking, alcohol, smoking, food addiction, addictions. All that, the main cause of those is because of the society, because it's so restricted. You know what I'm saying? So now you got time speeding up. The days are going by a lot faster. It's gonna be harder for people to get things done throughout the day. So it's gonna be a lot harder for you to actually enjoy yourself. You know what I'm saying? Chauncey Warren on his YouTube channel, he mentioned that like people shouldn't be working at 9 to 5 jobs, especially in this timeline. By since time is speeding up, the days going by faster. You should already have your own business. You shouldn't be working at 9 to 5. He even mentioned a lot of people works at these nine to fives. That's their life. They don't have a life but that 9 to 5 job, because since the days are going by fast, as time is speeding up. Once you get out of work, you barely have time for yourself. You barely have time to eat food, eat dinner, eat fucking lunch. You have barely having time to spend with your kids. You got to shower and you sleep, and then you got to repeat that shit. Back then, before time wasn't speeding up, it was a lot easier to do those things. But now, since time is speeding up extremely fast, it's gonna be harder for people to keep up. And since they're so consumed with these 9 to 5 jobs, because it takes up so much of their time, since time is speeding up, it's gonna be a lot harder for people to focus on themselves, to to focus on themselves and to focus on their own personal goals and personal needs if met. It's gonna be harder for people to heal themselves because they don't have time to do that because time is speeding up extremely fast. This is why they no longer have daylight savings. This is why they're concerting 4-day work weeks. This is why there's an increase in AI and technology because the government, at least they know that time is speeding up extremely fast. So they got to do a lot of shit to adjust. And shout out to Chauncey one because I got this information from him and he's right. You know what I'm saying? The more he makes videos, as the older I'm getting, the more I'm observing. Like I can see, like all the things he talks about, like it makes sense because I can see this shit. You know what I'm saying? So society sucks. This world sucks. Don't get me wrong. We could always be put in a worse situation. Like this human experience is. People call this hell for a reason. It is hell because it's fucking lame. You see how animals kill each other, annihilate each other. You see human history. We used to have slaves, and we still are slaves. We used to have enslavement. We used to have a lot of wars and battles taking place. All this money corruption, all these money restrictions. You know what I'm saying? All this bullshit, like shadow banning, lack of free speech, things that going on behind the scenes that we know nothing about, like 9/11, you know what I'm saying? So this is shit like that, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of chaos and violence that takes place in this world. So this world is known for a lot of evil shit taking place. It's been going on for a long ass time. Then you have spiritual YouTubers, spiritual channels who come up with their own theories saying that, why things happen the way they do. Some people say it's fake, some people say it's real. So without a doubt, we all don't know what the fuck is actually going on and what caused all this shit to happen. You know what I'm saying? So, and there's so much information out there. We don't know if it's true or false. There are certain information that's proven to be false, and certain information that's proven to be true. So yeah, time is speeding up. Days going by faster. Yes, it'd be easier to save up money. It's going to be easier to do a lot of fasting to be focused. But at the same time, as human beings, we need our freedom. We need our personal time. We need to enjoy life. We're not really enjoying life because we're being overworked and underpaid. And since we live in such an evil ass world and our government's so fucking evil, and the people, the elites, they run the ones that run this shit. They know exactly what they're doing. They keep everything restricted. So you know how much money it takes to buy a car. Not to mention you got to pay for car insurance. You got to get you got to pay for car registration, pay for gas, pay for the engine, all this shit, just so you could fucking travel and get to work and do what you gotta do. So, and when people have their Saturday nights off, they go to the bar, they drink a lot of like bullshit fluids that they're harming their bodies. Think about it. It's not normal to drink fluids that harms your body. That makes no sense. If we live in a free world that's not evil, all the people, most of us, wouldn't be doing this shit we're doing right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's why people go to bars and shit like that. Don't get me wrong, it's good to have like drinking. I get why people drink alcohol and this and that because the more you drink alcohol, the more like drunk you get, and it's fun being drunk. That's understandable. I'm not talking about that because I enjoy that too, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like when people feel peer pressure, like they feel like they're obligated to drink or to go to bars to drink shots just so they can meet different types of people, just so they can have fun. And it sucks because that's their only option because the world has nothing to offer. You know what I'm saying? All the things you want to do, it costs money. If you even go on a date, it costs money. If you're gonna go out, it costs money. Everything costs money. You know what I'm saying? if you want a fucking woman, you got to take her out on dates and all this other bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? So this is why, like, I guess, like me, like I've been trying to meet different types of women, this and that. And it's like, man, honestly, I'm better off fucking single. Fuck all this shit. I don't, because in order for me to meet a woman, I gotta go through the talking stages, and I gotta take her out, spend all this money and shit, and she's probably vibrate at low fucking frequency. I don't fucking deal with that shit. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, but then I gotta go to bars or just travel around the world just so I can meet the person I have strong chemistry with. And not only that, but there's Tinder, online shit. But like, I don't want to fucking do all that shit just so I can meet someone. You know what I'm saying? And it's bullshit too, cause like you see, like I mean, I guess it's bullshit now, but like you see, um, like I believe in soulmates and twin flames. Those that ideology is very real. I've experienced that shit. I know people. This is why when you hear stories, people meet their divine partner or their counterpart, their partner, the wife, the husband. They meet him off the street or in a fucking neighborhood or like they're just minding their own business and it's happened to meet the one. Shit like this does exist. So when I'm alone or single, it doesn't even phase me. It gets annoying though because I'm aware that like I don't have real free. I don't have free will. I don't have control over my life. I feel God kind of controls my life. This is why people meet certain people. Like, have you think about it? Why is it that like certain people at certain ages they're able to meet their life partner or their romantic partner is not because they were looking for that shit. It's because it happened to them naturally. This is where you get your manifestations, law of attraction. Even then, all that shit is not real. It's bullshit. Everything happens at a divine order. God controls your life. You don't control your life. People call it God, spirit, life, whatever the fuck. You don't control your life. Yes, you have the free will to make decisions, to make choices. When it comes to destiny, when it comes to meeting certain people, when it comes to like your work situations, when it comes to your like the places you're born into, the family you're born into, you have no control over that. All that shit was pre-planned, and an outer entity had control over that, not you. You think you do, but you don't. You don't even have control over your nervous system. You don't have control over your human body. You don't. Yes, you have the free will to make it more healthy, but at the end of the day, you don't have control over it. This is why people die of old age. This is why certain people have anxiety attacks. When you have anxiety or heart attack, you can't control that shit. You just gotta let that shit happen. If I had a knife or a taser and I were to stab myself or tase myself, I'm gonna feel pain and I have no control over that shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but it's a lot to explain. But it's just bullshit, man. And not only that, but like I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like a lot of women, a lot of like females, they make horrible decisions when it comes to choosing dating partners. I always hear stories of women being abused in abusive relationships. Like this, see, is especially in Twitter. This is what women do. I'm not saying all women, but some women. This is what most of them do. They ain't shit themselves, right? Like they're fucking losers. They don't work on themselves. They're spoiled. They're narcissistic. They're fucking brats, and they're stuck up, right? And they have horrible. Like when it comes to choosing partners, they're fucking horrible at it. But it's easy for them to have so many options because they're fucking women. With guys, on the other hand, they have no options. In order for guys to attract women or to even get women is if they have a lot of resources and money because we live in a fucked up society. That's why. This is why when you have women, what do? You take her out on dates, you take her out, right? That requires money. What happens if you don't have money? You can't fucking do shit. And most breakups, most divorces happen because of that shit. It's very rare for a woman to stick with a guy that's fucking poor. Shit like this does happen, but it's rare. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but with women like they're like they don't work on themselves, right? They're fucking toxic. They have poor when it comes to choosing partners and shit, they're fucking horrible at it. So they choose the most shittiest fucking person, right? Then they get abused by that person, or things don't work out in their favor, or it becomes a toxic relationship because they're so fucking stupid when it comes to choosing partners. Once that happens, and they keep choosing the same fucking shitty ass guy, what they do is they bitch, complain, and they talk about on Twitter or they talk about to everyone how much guys ain't shit, how much men don't like to change, or how how toxic men are, or how much they hate men. In reality, that they're the problem, but yet they're so stuck up when relationships don't work out in their favor. They like to blame every guy is like that because they're so fucking stupid to think outside the box and realize that maybe it's not their fault, maybe it's my fault, maybe it's the people I'm choosing. Even though me personally, I know there's good women out there. So I'm not going to choose a woman that's bad for me. And even if I do choose a woman that's bad for me, I'm not going to be Jenny and be like, oh, all women are like this. Oh, all women are toxic. I don't do shit like that. But yeah, women, they have a problem fucking doing that. because women they have a lot of options when it comes to choosing guys. But the problem is they always attract the wrong types of guys because they don't work on themselves. And once they attract the wrong types of guys, they date them, they get into relationships, the shit don't work out, and then they want to complain on fucking Twitter on social media saying that all guys ain't shit, and then you have other people seeing this shit, and then they're gonna follow their lead because they're like, she's a woman because people like to blame the guy, you know what I'm saying? So this society is designed to go against the fucking male and female. This where you get your gender wars and shit, all this other shit. But I'm not trying to gossip or start shit, but I'm just saying it gets annoying. We're like, how the fuck you're a woman and you have all these options, yet you still choose the shittiest fucking guy over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Like how? Like, and there's guys out here who have no fucking options. You know how hard it is for a guy to attract a woman or a fucking female? That shit's fucking hard. You need if you don't have money, if you don't have your own place or a vehicle, you can't attract shit. I mean, it is possible, but it's gonna be hard. If you don't have a vehicle, how are you supposed to travel and meet different types of women? If you have your own place, if you don't have your own place, where are you gonna take her? To a fucking hotel? That does work sometimes, but like, realistic. You know what I'm saying? If you have money, how are you gonna take her out? Women are expensive. How are you gonna take her out? How are you gonna do this and that for her? You know what I'm saying? This is bullshit. This is why, to be honest, like, this is why I don't even like. It would be nice to have a woman by my side, but this is why I don't even date or don't even put myself out there like that because I gotta do all that shit just to meet a woman that's more than likely that's stuck up, that doesn't work on herself. Not only that, but she has so much options. She has so much options. So if I do put myself out there and try to like date and get to know her, it's gonna take a long ass time because this bitch has so much fucking options. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what am I supposed to like? What the fuck am I supposed to do? I have no fighting chance, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And the women, they're so immature and stuck up. They always choose like the quote unquote bad boy, or like they choose someone that's bad for them. They'll don't they'll pick a person that excites their emotions because women are naturally emotional, right? So they'll choose someone that excites their emotions and shit. So and then they'll regret picking that guy. And they want to blame every guy. It's like that and shit like that. But yeah, when there's a guy that's right for them, they can't see that shit. Or like they'll ignore that shit. Or like they fucking reject that guy. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't stimulate their emotions. There's where you get your pickup, your game from, all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like women have so much options. Women have it. No, I take that back because as women, you can't even go outside. You can't even like defend yourself like that. You know what I'm saying? You can't even with guys and females, it's a double-edged sword on both genders. There are pros and cons to being a male. There's also pros and cons to being a female and shit. But I'm just saying, like, if you have all these options, at least choose right. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't, then don't complain on Twitter saying every guy is like that because we're not. In my opinion, there's a lot of more stable guys than there is of women. But you know what I'm saying? Look at family dynamics. Why there's so much dysfunctional families and abusive households? Because women treat shitty ass people. You know what I'm saying? And it's a guy's fault as well because if the guy's behavior is not right, then it affects the woman. It affects how they raise their kids. If the guy is not acting right, it's gonna affect the woman. It's gonna affect how she raises her kids. But what I'm thinking is that like, well, why would the woman even choose that specific partner in the first place? You know what I'm saying? Because it's so emotional, so it's so easy for women to get manipulated, deceived, and tricked because they're so emotional. So guys like to, at least like narcissistic guys, like evil guys, they like to use that to their advantage. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and all that shit is based on opinion. I'm not saying these are facts. You know what I'm saying? I'm just releasing a lot of anger and aggression, and I'm projecting because I'm fucking mad right now. Yeah, but what else I'm talking about? I'm talking about time speeding up. Man, it's crazy how like days go by so fast. The time is speeding up extremely fast. It's hard to get things done throughout the day. So it's like it's hard for me to like literally the only thing I'm focused on is working on my goals, working out, cleaning my room, having good hygiene, meditating, yoga, and that's it. I don't have time to go out and have fun. I don't have time to meet people. I don't have time to drive around. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time to do that. I don't have time. Back then, before time was slow, yeah, I'll probably have time to go out, party, have fun, but I ain't got time to do all that now. So it's like I have no choice but to become great. Shout out to Chauncey one because he mentioned that. Yeah, he has no choice but to become great. I agree with him. Time is speeding up. Days going by fast. It's forcing people to get their shit straight and to get their life together, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? it gets annoying. Like it gets annoying because I know there's a lot of like-minded people that are good for me, and I know there's a woman that's really good for me. But it's hard for me to attract these people into my life is because I feel like God, universe, spirit, or my higher self or life is preventing me from getting those things because they want me to experience a certain shit that because the life your spirit wants experiences. Just hope for the sole purpose of the human experience. I'm aware of what God is. I'm aware, like it's weird, like it's crazy because like I'm aware that like my free will is being controlled. See, this is why it's easy for me to be alone and to be independent. And I'm saying it's easy because there are times where like I can handle it, but my physical body can't handle this shit. That's what I realized. I don't mind being alone and being independent, but at times, because you know how when the human body experiences being touch starved and it craves connection, it craves touch, like your mind goes crazy because it's not having that human connection. I actually be experiencing that shit, and I'm aware that my body's reacting to it. So it's like me spiritually, I can handle being alone, I can handle being independent, but my physical body can't handle that shit. I'm trying to work through my physical body to make it stronger, so where it's okay being alone. It's okay being touch starved and not having that physical touch from the opposite gender, right? But you know what I'm saying? But like I said, all my life I've always not been around people or like either that or like God is preventing me from meeting like-minded people or like to meet loving partners or loving romantic relationships into my life because I feel like God wants me to do certain things in order for me to complete my soul mission and shit like that. So I used that, and I still get pissed off by that. It gets annoying, but this, this is what I talk about. Don't take life personal, but take life seriously. Take life seriously to get your to complete your goals, so you can be successful, so you can live the type of life you want to live. But don't take life personal because we don't have free will. Look at astrology. You look at all these Mercury retrogrades, full moon cycles, and shit like that. And all this shit is so accurate, right? So we have astrology that controls your free will. We have the human body that controls your free will because there are times where I've experienced the overstimulated nervous systems, random sexual energy, and just random overstimulation throughout my nervous system, right? Not only that, but then you live in a world where like you're controlled and restricted by money, so you can't really travel around the world. You don't have true freedom because money controls you. Money controls this society, right? So and not only that, but you don't control who you're born into. So you can be born into a fucking dysfunctional family, right? To an abusive fucking family, right? And if once you're raised by them, they instilled all that trauma, all that all that fucked up pain, and now they fucked up your nervous system, they fucked up your brain, your mind. So as you get older, um, you're gonna attract situations and people that aren't good for you, and you're gonna experience that shit for a long ass time. And then once you reach a certain age, once you become like an adult, if you're lucky enough, because many people don't experience this shit, but if you're lucky enough, only a select few is able to come across spiritual information. Certain YouTubers, certain channels that will talk about narcissists, um, dysfunctional families, being the scapegoats of the family, spiritual warfare. Once they come across these types of informations, then they're gonna realize they're gonna have this self awareness that oh shit, I was put into that situation, so now I have to do the healing work. And they're going to cross more channels and more YouTubers, and they're going to get guided by that, by life, by God, because God orchestrated all this shit in the first place. So everything is pre-planned, you know. But yeah, um, this is why don't take life personal. Take life seriously, but don't take life personal. Everything happens for a reason. Everything's pre-planned, and I'm not saying that all the bad things that happen to you it was meant to happen because we do have free will. There are certain things that happen out of our control. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm talking about when it comes to the family you're born with, to like things you're experiencing, all the struggles, all the pain and suffering you're experiencing, all that was due to a fucking that shit was meant to happen, so you can overcome it. But just because you're meant to overcome it doesn't mean it's easy. It means it still gets annoying, it still gets aggravated. You know what I'm saying? Because there's certain things I want to manifest and experience in life, but I can't do that because life is preventing me from experiencing those things. This is why I gotta. This, this is why I'm drawn to spiritual healing. This is why I have a dysfunctional family that I cut. I blocked all of them. This is why I keep attracting narcissistic people. This is why like I keep having an overstimulated nervous system and all this shit is because, and this is the reason why I'm always isolated and I can't not try to like-minded people is because God wants me to, God put me in that situation so I could like, I don't know, either so I can heal and gain wisdom so I can share other people, so I can help other people. So it's God is kind of using me and other people as a vessel to go through all this fucked up shit so we can help other people. Or so because my past life karma that I got to heal from, or just anything in general, right? Or if not that, maybe I was unfortunately put in a situation to where I'm not happy, right? So anything can happen. But I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to look at the spiritual side to it. I'm not saying I'm right, but I'm just viewing things from a spiritual perspective because I study a lot of spirituality and I've observed a lot in my life. So, you know what I'm saying? Again, I'm not saying I'm right. So my best advice, my best bet is that follow your heart, know more about yourself, but also be careful, don't get in trouble, but like have fun, enjoy life. If you want to go out, have fun, do what you gotta do. Always have experiences, gain experiences. It's always good to work hard, it's always good to follow your goals and to pursue your passions, but at the same time, it's always good to have fun too. It's always good to put yourself out there. It's always good to gain experiences. Wisdom and knowledge is good, but what nothing could compare to that is life experiences. Life experiences is very important. I could tell you to do something, or someone could tell you to do something, but if you don't have the life experiences to actually know what they're to actually like experience what these people are talking about, it's gonna be hard for you to grasp it. You have to experience life. This is why I feel like spirit or God or the universe tends to block a lot of things from my life. It's because they want me to experience certain situations in order for me to get the things I truly want. That's why. This is why Chauncey once says on his YouTube channel, the spirit always wants experiences. You know what I'm saying? Or you always have to be in a certain alignment to get the things you want. You have to have a certain mindset or headspace. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Chauncey one. But yeah. Um but that's all I gotta say, man. It's a long video, bro. Like, comment, subscribe, have a good one. Peace.